The best of money matters. Right Business.
Welcome to The Right Business, where we dive deep into the stories of trailblazers who dare to disrupt the status quo, find the gap in the market to find the right business. Hello, I'm Hongbin Jeong. Now, home renovations are often seen as an exciting journey, but for many homeowners in Singapore, it can quickly turn into a source of stress and frustration. In fact, a recent report from CASE highlighted that renovation complaints are among the top grievances, with homeowners struggling to find reliable and trustworthy renovators. This is where HomeMatch, founded by Mervin, steps in to offer a solution that's changing the renovation game. Now, HomeMatch is a groundbreaking platform that aims to make the renovation process smarter, safer, and more transparent for homeowners across Singapore. So how exactly is HomeMatch providing a safer and more efficient path to turning dream homes into reality? Well, to find out more, joining us today is Mervin Foo, who is the co-founder of HomeMatch. Hi, Mervin. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Hongbin, and love the intro.
Thank you so much. Well, Mervin, just to kickstart our interview here, what was your personal experience with home renovation before founding HomeMatch? What challenges did you face that inspired you to create such a platform?
Oh yeah, that's a good starter because I agree that my personal experience was really that catalyst, because I felt the pain of finding the right renovators firsthand. So it all started when I tried renovating my own home, I sat in front of my laptop, did some research, and very, very shockingly discovered that the reno industry in Singapore was actually very notorious for complaints. So I think maybe I was naive at that time, but I just have this general impression that Singapore is a very safe place. So this was totally unexpected to me. So of course I start having my guard up right when I start searching for renovators, but that's when I got frustrated as well, because I think most renovators out there, they are making similar claims about how reliable they are, and most of them even have very similar looking websites. So I actually can't tell apart who's good and who's bad. In the end, I resorted to using a few reno platforms, but after sending in my details, I feel like I just got bombarded with phone calls from different renovators over the next few days. I even started getting random calls, I think a few weeks later. So this made me feel that, the platforms are just taking my contact info and then selling it away to renovators.
I see.
So I did meet up with some of the renovators, and most seem to have no context about my renovation at all. I had to repeat myself a lot, and it's hard to believe that they were even handpicked for me in the first place.
Right.
So I would say HomeMatch is basically that magic wand I wish I had. Homeowners just come to us, tell us their reno needs, and hopefully we magically find them suitable case trust renovators.
I see. Well, you're passing on that magic wand to the people who are looking for renovation currently. So, HomeMatch's mission is to offer the safest and smartest way to meet renovators. So, how did you identify the gap in the market that led to the development of this concept? What made you think, hey, this might work?
Well, it was really through sheer hard work. So just to share, we were still studying back then. And at the start, we paid homeowners $10 for just 15 to 30 minutes of their time to learn more about their struggles. Then afterwards, both me and my co-founder, we co-called over 100 renovators during COVID. And some of them actually became our first clients. We also did user testing, 2 rounds to be exact. So we actually got on Zoom calls with actual homeowners who are renovating, and we watched them use our prototype, and then we learned from their feedback as well. And at a certain point, we also approached random homeowners at events, We would just go up to them. Okay, we pray that they are friendly. Then we introduce HomeMatch and get their feedback. And I think all this, we believe, really gave us the confidence that there was indeed a matchmaking gap in the market. Basically, there wasn't an ideal platform before HomeMatch for homeowners to find trusted and suitable renovators. And also on the other side of the equation, right, the trusted renovators themselves are also struggling to differentiate themselves and find suitable client profiles, which is why, like you correctly pointed out, safest and smartest became our mission.
Right.
Safest refers to our stringent screening and the guarantees we provide, while smartest refers to our accurate matching process. So again, it's not a random slogan. It's really the foundation of how we build HomeMatch.
Amazing. Well, a recent report from CASE highlighted that renovation complaints are among the top grievances here in Singapore. How do you think HomeMatch addresses the root causes of these complaints?
Yeah, it's sad, but it's true. So if you look at the media releases by case, right, Reno was the industry with the most complaint in 2022. I think it was at number 3 in 2023. And just last year, it was the industry with the highest prepayment losses. And I would say the root cause of this complaint, in our opinion, is it stems from a lack of regulation in the industry. So there isn't a set of standard practices that renovators must follow in Singapore. And in fact, 97% of those complaints are against non-case trust renovators. This is also a huge reason why at HomeMatch we only onboard case trust renovators, and we are currently the only platform that does so. But truth to be told, it does make it more difficult for us to operate, but we believe this puts homeowners in safer hands because these renovators, they follow fair consumer practices, and we feel that's the only way we can make all these recommendations with confidence and certainty to homeowners.
I see.
And at the same time, we also help homeowners by offering a free contract review service. So we help vet our users' contract to make sure it follows those fair consumer practices. And we also give them personal advice to avoid reno hiccups.
Right. Well, one of HomeMatch's unique features is a precision matching algorithm. Can you walk us through how this algorithm works and why it's so important in the renovation process?
All right, great. Yeah, I'll start by sharing why it's important. So it's important because it saves you time and it also puts you on the right track from the start. I mean, no one wants to work with a renovator who can't meet their needs, right? So without precision matching, I would imagine that the journey for a homeowner is that they will visit multiple showrooms, perhaps go to reno events, maybe make a couple of direct inquiries here and there, and maybe get recommendations from reno platforms. But the problem is that this is incredibly luck-based and also potentially a huge time waster. You're just praying and hoping you bump into the right person.
Right.
But with HomeMatch precision matching, we can actually accurately match you with the exact renovators who are the most suitable for your needs. For example, your budget, design, lifestyle, and working style. So in fact, we are the only platform with that ability to match you with the individual renovators instead of just the company. And so to help everyone illustrate this better, you can actually be matched with renovators who check multiple boxes for you. So, for example, you can tell us that you want all the renovators that you want to be matched with to be female, maybe Mandarin speaking, able to work within your budget of, say, 50K, who also has the evidence of working on industrial style home which you love. She also worked on pet-friendly projects before. She's good at maximizing storage, and all these are evident in her portfolio. And maybe those renovators may also have other traits to prioritize. For example, being a pet owner herself, which is a bonus. And she also happens to be the consultative and the non-pushy type instead of working style.
I see. Well, there are many platforms that connect homeowners with renovators, but why should, people choose HomeMatch instead?
Now, that's a great question. I think you are absolutely right. There's indeed countless platforms that do the same thing, and they also make very similar claims. But I would say HomeMatch can back up all our claims with evidence. We also tell you what we can do and what we cannot do. So to put things into perspective for everyone listening, starting a reno platform can be as simple as having a website with an inquiry form. So people can actually get away with not having a back end or even claim to have a matching algorithm. No one can tell until they get matched with the platform. So we see lots of platforms popping up every now and then. So what I believe truly sets us apart again is our foundations, safest and smartest, which we can back up with evidence. So firstly, safest because we have the most stringent screening process and we offer the most comprehensive guarantees. And secondly, smartest because we have the most accurate matching capabilities. And to be honest, the comprehensiveness of our service does lead to higher manpower and operational costs. But we believe this is a strategic decision. We are focused on the long term, and we want to serve both homeowners and renovators well.
I see. Well, Mervin, many homeowners are not aware of Case Trust accreditation. How does HomeMatch educate homeowners about the importance of working with Case Trust accredited, renovators?
Yeah, well, we do this in a few ways. But I think the most impactful one is being able to speak to homeowners every day. So we consider every single match we make an opportunity to educate homeowners. We get on a 5 to 30 minutes call to guide them. We provide advice, and we even help to vet their contract as mentioned. And then we follow up with them at least 2 to 4 times over WhatsApp or phone calls. Then next, I would say, is our own content efforts. We write articles on what to look out for. We commentate on industry news when it pops up. And very recently, we also started creating hand-drawn comics on Instagram to share reno tips. Yeah, which I hope would be helpful for Singaporeans. So I hope that effort pays off. And lastly, we also work with Case quite closely on education pieces like guidebooks and articles.
I see. I mean, trust and transparency are key values at HomeMatch. So how do you ensure that the renovators on your platform also meet these standards?
Through our stringent screening process, I would say. So firstly, we only work with Case Trust renovators. So we know that they have already been audited, they follow fair consumer practices, and we also do our own layers of screening. So we make sure that they have at least 4-star reviews on neutral platforms like Facebook and Google. We also screen every single person for transparency. So which means if you are a homeowner using our platform, you can actually watch a video about the renovator you are about to meet. You also have access to their reviews and even their past projects. And as a final measure, of course, we help to vet our users' contracts again to make sure they follow fair practices.
I see. Well, Marvin, the renovation process can be overwhelming for anybody, with homeowners often feeling stressed about the search for reliable contractors. What advice do you have for homeowners to help them prepare for a renovation and avoid these stressors?
Oh, I love this question. So I think biggest advice we always give to homeowners is to work with Case Trust renovators because you automatically are in safer hands. Because firstly, Case Trust renovators, they already have been rigorously assessed for things like their firm's practices, systems, and training materials. Secondly, they also follow fair consumer practices. And lastly, 100% of your deposits will be protected by an insurance bond. And the fact that they qualify for this insurance also could imply that they should at least be in decent financial standing. But I also want to emphasize that this is not a silver bullet. And I'm also not suggesting that all non-Case Trust renovators are bad, because that's not true at all. So if we go back to the recent report from Case, right, still 3% of the complaints are actually made against Case Trust renovators. So as you can see, it's not a silver bullet for sure, but it's also true that all complaints against Case Trust renovators were resolved. So in my opinion, this is likely due to the fact that Case Trust renovators are required to attend mediation at Case if requested to. Another point is that they also need to have a feedback system that resolves complaints within 21 working days. So to conclude my points, although Case Trust is not a silver bullet, in my humble opinion, it is still a no-brainer to work with Case Trust renovators because you immediately just put yourself in safer hands.
Right.
And I really want to paint a balanced perspective here and correct any misconception that Case Trust equals silver bullet and that homeowners don't have to do their due diligence. And this is also why we run our own layers of screening at HomeMatch on the renovators we onboard. And I think another piece of advice is doing your due diligence. I think it's to compare really. It's a bit like dating. You don't want to settle for the first 1 or 2 renovators you meet. You go to meet at least 5 of them. 5 is a logically sound number. Why? Because if you only meet 3, you might end up in a situation where you get a low quote, middle range quote, and a high quote. Then from there, you won't be able to make a proper comparison. And lastly, I would say start early, but not too early as well. Ideally, start meeting renovators about 6 to 9 months before key collection, so you have ample time to make informed decisions.
I see. Well, can you also explain how HomeMatch's safest, smartest assurance works and how it helps homeowners, feel more secure about their renovation journey?
Sure. So I think I must clarify that the Safest Smartest Assurance is a free service, and its purpose is to support homeowners before, during, and after renovation. So let me walk you through. At the start of the reno journey, we match you to the most suitable renovators, and then after the matchmaking, there will be a set of mechanisms that support you. So for example, before the renovation starts, we will review your contract for fair practices, and you also get an insurance bond that protects 100% of your deposits. Then during the renovation, practices like progressive payments and feedback management kicks in to support you. Then finally, after the renovation, you'll be protected with practices like withholding payments, warranties, and even dispute resolution.
I see. Well, on that note as well, Mervin, what do you think are the most common misconceptions homeowners have when it comes to hiring a renovator in Singapore?
Well, plenty actually. We speak to homeowners every day, and I think the number one misconception is homeowners are trying to get instant renovation quotes online. I feel this is not only a gimmick, but it's also counterproductive. Because firstly, it is impossible to get an accurate quote online. And secondly, if you try to demand it from renovators, it will just force them to give you an inaccurate ballpark, which is usually lower, right? Because they don't want to lose the opportunity to meet you at the first touch point.
Right.
And for everyone's benefit, a proper reno quote has to be itemized and also customized for your needs. It takes time to prepare and can only be properly achieved after an in-depth meeting with a renovator. But I think then again, it goes back to a problem where homeowners are just hesitant, right? Because they don't want to invest time with a renovator they don't know is suitable for them in the first place. I mean, I've been there myself. So a bit of a shameless plug, but yeah, please use HomeMatch. That's where we can help.
Well, on that note, how does HomeMatch protect, homeowners from potential issues such as hidden costs, poor workmanship, or delays in renovation projects?
Actually, through the Safer Smartest assurance as well. So I'll address these points one by one. Hidden costs can be mitigated when renovators provide itemized pricing. And as for delays, our renovators are required to provide a renovation schedule that communicates the estimated time required to complete different works. I will still strongly encourage homeowners to allocate a buffer of about 2 weeks before the move-in date, because actually delays are more common than you think. Why? Is because renovation involves scheduling multiple subcontractors. So one single delay from one subcontractor can cause a ripple effect, especially for works that need to be carried out in sequence. And as for poor workmanship, right, there's at least a 12 months warranty provided as well, and mediation at case if needed.
I see. Well, Mervin, before we let you go here, what are your plans for HomeMatch's growth, and how do you see the platform evolving to further support homeowners here in Singapore?
Well, we believe we have the right foundations. So we are always building on top of the Safer Smartest narrative. In terms of Smartest, we will be adding more mechanisms to protect homeowners. In fact, the contract review service was only added in Q4 last year. And in terms of Smartest, our matching accuracy keeps improving as we have more and more data points and also more renovators on board. So currently we use over 500 data points and we have more than 1,000 individual profiles on board. And another important focus to us is homeowner education. The end game for us is really to raise the industry standards. We believe this starts from the homeowners. So we must first know what to look out for and then start demanding for the right practices. And the right practices have to also be fair for industry players as well. It cannot just be a one-sided thing. And with that, we believe more industry players will start to adopt these fair practices as a result.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Mervin, for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was Mervin Foo, who is the co-founder of HomeMatch. This has been The Right Business with me, Hongbin Jeong.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.